Hey guys, iialucard here, and it's time to do part 2 of Link's Deku shield. In the last part, all we did was the build of it, so you got the basic skeleton of it, and part 2 for this is the painting of it, all the detailing, and putting in the strap for you to hold on to. Let's do this! Okay, here's just a quick look at what your finished product will look like, and now let's get into the build. Alright, now guys, what you want to do is just get a matte black spray paint. You want to make sure it's matte black as well, because if it's a glossy black, it will have a gloss finish, and you don't want that. And then you want to put on some safety gloves and just lightly spray the shield with a dark tone to begin with. The reason for doing this is that it adds a nice base coat. Alright, now what I'm doing now is just going to do flat colours of a brown for the shield. I'll just start off with a nice brown that I've mixed up with just using a raw oak brown colour and mixing a little bit of white in it just to make it a little bit lighter, because I didn't want to make the shield too dark, because you'll be adding in all those little dark tones later on. So yep, just paint it evenly, make sure not to leave large blotches, and just keep going at that. And then what I'll do after that is I'll just start working on the wood under it, the part that's been chipped away to make the shield have that nice curve where the points are. I'll put in a lighter tone of wood, as you can see I'm doing there, just a nice light tone of wood to add that effect that it looks like, you know, it's been carved away at. You don't want this to just be all the same colour, because then it won't have that nice effect to it. So I've just evenly painted it over there. You don't want to get any blotches anywhere, because they won't dry quickly, and then you'll come back and you go to paint and they'll kind of burst and they'll leave like a skin, which is really not the desired thing. Okay, now what I'm doing is I'm just using that same colour of brown and I'm adding in some highlights into the shield. And now what I'm doing is I'm using a dry brush effect. So what you do is you put some paint onto your brush, then you rub it onto a piece of paper until it's almost dry, until you can't get much paint off it, and then I'm lightly brushing the whole entire shield. And what this does is it gets in all the crevices and all these like light spots, and it just adds a really nice effect. Okay, now what I'm doing is I'm just putting in a light coat of red. You need to do quite a few coats of red. At first I just did the center bits, and then I've painted around the edges, as you will see me doing. And yeah, so you need to do a few coats of red. I think I put 4 or 5 coats of red on it, and it still has like a nice dark look under it, because that's what I was going for, the kind of dark sort of tone, so it had like a shadow effect. But yeah, because red's a really light colour and a really see-through colour, you need to put a lot of layers down for it to show really well. Now what I'm doing, now that I've done a light tone of brown on the main part of the shield, I'm just doing it on the wooden tip parts for where the wood has been chipped away to add that nice 2-layered effect. So I'll just mix up the 3 primary colours, yellow, red and blue, and I'll make a brown, and then I'll add some white to it to make it a bit lighter than the wood tone already is. And by doing that, it just adds some nice highlights and adds like the effect of light hitting the wood. Okay, and after that what I'm doing is I'm just adding some dark tones into the wood. So what I'll do is, now that I've done a light colour, I'll go over the top of that with the darker colour of brown, and I'll even put in some blacks. And as you can see, all the spots that have the darker spots are just like the gaps where light wouldn't hit it. So I'm just putting it, you know, where all the cracks are. And then over the top I'll even put like some lines of just darkness, and it'll add like, it'll just give it the look of that the wood's got a deep crack in it. So it just really helps you have that nice effect of wood on the shield. So yeah, just take your time with this. You don't really want to rush the part that makes the effect. Okay, now for the last bit, what we're going to need is just your blade, your strap, a Sharpie and a glue gun. Alright, now first off, what I did was I just placed my arm on the shield just like that, and I'm going to mark where I'll be grabbing the first strap for the hand, and then the second strap will be down close to your elbow. So as you can see, I mark on either side of my hand where I'll be holding the strap, and then I mark down where my arm is, close to your elbow. You want it to sit not where your elbow is, because you won't be able to move your arm around. You just want it to sit somewhere comfortable. Okay, now after you've marked all that, I'm going to grab the strap. Now the strap I had 2 ends to it already on it, so all I'm doing is just cutting along it and cutting them off, because I don't need those on it. Alright, and if you've got a strap like mine, once you've done that, all I've done is I've measured the lengths that I'll need, and I've cut them off. And then what I've done is now I'm just placing glue on those spots and then gluing it down. And you got to wait a while and be very careful because the glue is extremely hot. And as you can see, I've glued one side of each strap. That way I can let them both dry at the same time and then just do the other side real easily. And as you can see, I'm just marking with my hand like how long I'll need it, so I don't have any access, so it's not real loose and, you know, rocking around on my arm. And I'm just making sure it stays the exact way I want it and just pushing it down the exact way I want it. Alright, then after that, I'm just putting the other arm bit down. So I've marked where the first one goes, and now I'm just gluing the other one down. And then I'm just reinforcing them, making sure they're down really good. And that's it, guys. Alright guys, and that's it for this tutorial. There's the Deku shield finished. As you can see, when I was showing you the tutorial to glue on the arm, I put it on the wrong arm. I put it in his left arm. It's actually his right arm that Link holds the shield in. So what I've gone and done is just put a second set in for each arm, so you can hold it. Is halfway, right? Or like that. So yeah, as you see, with that dry brushing effect, it adds a really nice wood tone to it, and then the darkening, doing all the dark tones in there, adds a nice dark tone to all that as well. So yeah, that's the end result. You can comment down below for what tutorial you want me to do next. As always guys, I'll see you on the battlefield.